What is up? Happy Monday, happy President's Day. How's it going? I'll hop on this Instagram game. What's up, guys? How are you guys doing tonight? I'm gonna hop on Instagram real quick, get it going here, and we're gonna open a couple new rods that I got in the mail over the weekend. Specifically, 3 new baitcasting rods. So hopefully you'll like what you see. Have a couple questions, and we can have a little chat. So let me get this set up real quick. See if we're all good over here. I don't think the Instagram live is going to interfere with the YouTube. Let me know how I am on volume. If you're sitting here on YouTube, give me a heads up on volume. What's up, guys? What up, Gene? What up, Kate Stevens? What up, Nicola Estrella? How are you guys doing tonight? If you're on YouTube, leave a comment. Let me know you're here. What up, C. Diddy? What up, John Carter? HNF Outdoors, how's it going? Rod DK, what's up? We are going to unbox a couple of rods. That's right, fragile. It looks like this box came intact pretty well. It is a good little 8-footer. So I guess without any further ado, we're just going to crack this puppy open. What up, Savvy Leo? OG Rodfather, what's up? Appreciate your comment on that Storm Wild Eye sunfish. Even though you don't like it, you think it's junk, I appreciate the comment. I don't necessarily think it's an awesome swim bait either, but I wanted to post a picture. I am trying to promote stuff that is budget friendly as well as stuff that is super high quality. Smacking Bass. G Tarek, what's up, guys? Savvy Leo, did I win? Did you win what, bro? Shoot some of them baits, he says. What are you talking about, fishing? OG Rodfather, I live in Colorado, man. I still got ice for at least another month, bro. If you never got one, how do you know that it's junk, my man? Smacking Bass, not too much, man. Just going to open a couple rods that I got in the mail the other day from Discount Tackle. These are really the last purchases that I'm making for the upcoming season, at least when it comes to gear. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit of range here in terms of what I'm going to use these rods for. I am cutting through it, bro. There's just tape all up and down this biatch. Trying not to damage these rods. There's 3 of them in here, so they did a good job packaging this box. And Gary Barber, volume is good. Appreciate it, man. You killed it today? Awesome, man. OG Rodfather says, no, the ice. Yeah, I could cut the ice up, but honestly, I'm a little bit weird when it comes to ice fishing. A little bit scared, not too into that game myself. So, you know, maybe someday. I just don't have all the gear. I'm more of a skier myself. So I went up to the mountains and did some powder shredding this weekend. The mountains here in Colorado have been getting dumped on in the last week. There's actually been a few deaths here up near Vail where I ski. So it's been a little bit crazy. And so I was chasing powder instead of fish this weekend, which, quite honestly, that's a little bit more of what I do during the winter time. Holy shnikes, these things are long, my homies. Like my schlong. All right, sorry, that was inappropriate. They're taped pretty well in the box, too. Good Lord. appreciate the comment, OG Rodfather. Good content. So I actually got a couple baits here in addition to the 3 rods that I ordered. You'll probably see a picture of these in the next day or 2 up on Instagram. You can't have enough of this bait right here. If you're cheap, you might not have very many of them, but little Megabass Vision 110. I've got 2 of them in the same color. One in the standard and one in the silent. This is the matte shad color. I will pull one out for you just so you can see how wicked this color is. It is banging. Shoo! Show you homies on Instagram first. It's got this brown back, matte side, kind of a whitish belly, and this thing will work in almost any condition. And check this out. This one is silent, so you throw the standard 110. It's got that loud color when you throw it first, and when you don't get bites or when the bite slows down, move on, come back with the silent, pick up a couple extra bites. So this matte shad is, from what I hear, one of the best all-around colors for kind of any condition, from clear water to murky, stained, cloudy, sunny. It works in a bit of everything. You're just not going to get the flash off of it, but it bridges the gap between, say, clear water and stained water conditions. So now, fingers crossed that these rods are in good condition. Nothing's broke on these homies. Would you say Smackin' Bass landed 2 on jerkbaits today? Good to hear, man. What bait were you throwing? Ryan, son of a fisherman, how you doing tonight? Again, they taped these rods to the inside of the box. They did a fantastic job. I'm not going to fully get too excited before I find out that these guys are in one piece, because again, there are 3 rods in here. So we are out of the package, just need to cut open the bubble wrap now. Get down to these. Is anybody else buying new rods for this season? If so, what did you pick up? What brand, what model, for what applications? I will explain all that to you in 1 second in terms of what these rods are. Looks like they've got 2 of these flipped upside down, so don't want to be too rough on them and be responsible for breaking them myself. Holy shit. Like I said, they did a really good job of wrapping these with tape. Okay, just about there. CGAZ Outdoors, you get yours custom made? That is wicked. Who do you get yours done by, man? And is it affordable or no? Smackin' Bass, Rapala, and a Dual Realis? Sweet. Revelation rods, nice, man. Dobbin swimbait rod with a Lews 300. Can't go wrong with that, Ryan. Yeah, I got a couple swimbait reels, but I actually put a Daiwa Tatula 200 TWS on my Dobbin's Fury 795. So got a pretty decent budget swimbait set up there. Johnny Moore's red baitcaster, medium action 7-foot. Nice. That should be pretty solid all around for you, dude. Just what's your favorite color fluke? Honestly, white, just like a pearl. I actually picked up 2 packs of flukes today, man. I'll show these to you prematurely. Right now at Bass Pro and Cabela's, the standard Zoom Salty Super Fluke 10-pack were on sale. They're like $1.87. So I got one in the white, white pearl. This is my favorite color, dude. And one in the pink, bubblegum. So, you know, I honestly don't throw the bubblegum much, but I thought it would be fun to give it a shot, see if the trout go for it, or the smallmouth. Just picked up a Falcon lowrider for jigging. Sweet, man. Oh, fuck. Sorry, my shoulder just popped out of socket. It's part of my back injury still. Ouch. Riley Belden. Day's going good, man. You bought a green and white Lews baitcasting reel? Sweet. What was that, the Mach 2 or the Mach 1? Custom made black and blue camouflage baitcasting reel. That's tight. All right, homies. I think these are all in one piece. Let's start with a little rod from Daiwa. CG is 200 to 250. How much are your rods? We'll talk about it in a minute. I get a little bit of a deal shopping through Discount Tackle since I partner with them. So I will tell you guys the retail price of these rods, but I'm not going to fully disclose what it is that I'm paying for them. Swim bait reel, use Shimano Calcutta paired with the Dobbins Champion 806. Damn, that's a sweet setup you got there, man. Wow. So look at how they protected the tip of the rod as they wrapped it up. This is sweet. Donley rig 'em. Donkey rig. Yeah, man, I will donkey rig these flukes. All about that double fluke rig. So here's the Daiwa Tatula 7-foot medium shallow cranking topwater jerkbait rod. It is a slick cork handle with the Daiwa Tatula or Daiwa stamp on there. You get the Daiwa logo there. You do get a little bit of an exposed blank underneath. Good hook keeper there, and the rod is solid. You do have these micro guides, so this guy I'm just going to run like a straight 10 or 12 pound fluorocarbon on this Daiwa Tatula SV reel, and got a pretty sweet combo here set up. So the Tatula SV in the 6:3 to 1 gear ratio is going to be pretty perfect for cranking, and this rod is rated for 1/4 ounce to 3/4 ounce lures. Is a medium power. This is the regular action. They do make it in a medium light. They're both regular action. You know, moderate if that's what you want to call it. Daiwa calls it regular, and this bad boy is going to be a sick little setup for me. So pumped to have this to throw jerk baits, lighter crankbaits, pretty much all crankbaits, and lighter topwaters come summertime. I will have to grab a different spool or bring another reel to swap applications. But anyway, that first one is the Daiwa Tatula shallow cranking 7-foot medium regular rod. Retails for, I want to say, $159, maybe $149. Not quite sure about that. You can find it in stock at discounttackle.com. What up, No Diggity? Thanks, Rod DK. What's your PB bass? Ryan, appreciate it. John Carter, PB bass is just like 5 pounds right now. I'm hoping to surpass that by a bunch this year. Caught a lot of 4s and a few 5s last year. So here in Colorado, we don't have a lot of huge bass, but hoping to get into more. Last year and the year before was a lot of exploring, discovering new waters, trying different baits and techniques. So I wasn't so much focused on just chasing the biggest bass possible. So much as just trying to catch fish when I had the chance to go out, try new lures, new gear, and stuff like that. So, have you ever fished for muskies? I actually have not. There's good muskie fishing and pike fishing here in Colorado. That is something that I have not really gotten into yet. So, I expect that I will, but it's just not been something quite yet. So next is the Lews TP1 Black. This is the 6/8 medium, moderate fast. So again, medium power, moderate fast action. This is a jerkbait rod here. This is their lightest power, slowest action of the series. Made for 1/8 to 1/2 ounce lures, 8 to 12 pound line. This is specifically a jerking stick. Now I do have a couple of these Lews custom black reels that I got on eBay for a steal, just a little over $100 a pop. The custom black combo is one that retails for $280. Is high end, and you can find them for sale for like, I think even Discount Tackle has them for something like $239. But combined, I got this combo quite a bit cheaper than that. So slap this on and show you what she looks like. Super stealthy. And again, this is going to be a similar setup. I'm going to put this on either probably 10 pound fluoro. And this is going to be my jerkbait, potentially top water setup. But my guess is this will be exclusively for jerkbaits, and that Daiwa setup will be for cranks and top water since it's 7 foot. But this 6/8 medium power, moderate fast action is really suited best for jerkbaits. So again, this is the Lews TP1 Black. It's got a hook keeper on back of the trigger finger, and I wish I had enough space to really show you guys the bend on these rods. We'll do that another time. I can set this up so that we've got more space. But again, micro guides. I'm not going to be running braid to leader on many of these setups, just due to the guides that we've got. These are American Tackle. Maybe they're not American Tackle, but they are microwave guides. And so get a little bit smaller. I just feel paranoid about running a knot through those guides. Last rod here. Ryan says you're going to love one. Got one myself. Right on, dude. Riley says nice. Last one is the same rod, just not the jerkbait rod. Different series. I'm going to have to undo it from the tip. There we go. This guy here is going to be a bit more versatile of a rod here. If you can see that, this is a 7'2" medium heavy fast action. This is the Jig Rod. At least that's what I think they call it. Maybe they don't say that on here, but this is for lures weighted 1/4 ounce to 1 ounce, 12 to 30 pound line. So again, I've got another one of these reels, the Lews Custom Black. I'm gonna slap that on. This I probably will put a straight 15, maybe 17 pound fluoro, depending on what I end up using this for. I do have a couple of rod and reel setups that are close to this, either 7 foot to 7'3" medium heavy fast action. So anyway, all of these will probably be spooled up with straight fluorocarbon. Got a few others that are more specific to either flipping or for swim baits that I will have braid on. And then pretty much all of my spinning setups are braid to leader. So for these cranking and jerkbait and jig setups, I will probably have straight fluoro. Jig Rod, I should get a bass baitcaster. Yeah, you should, dude. You're a little bit behind if you're not rocking a baitcaster. To those of you on YouTube, hit that thumbs up for me. Leave a comment. Let me know that you're still here. Riley's the only one that's talking, aside from Gary. When you first got in here, letting me know that the volume's good. Love to hear what you guys have to say, or if you have any questions. John Carter, I'm new to bass fishing. What rod would you recommend for top water? Depends on what kind of top waters you're throwing, quite frankly, and how heavy they are. Top waters range, man. I've got a box full of whopper ploppers, and I throw the whopper ploppers on different rods depending on the version that it is. You know, the 75 and the 90, I sometimes throw on spinning setups with like 30-pound braid. And the bigger ones, the 110 and the 130, you can definitely and should throw on bait casting setups. You can throw those on like a 7 to 7.5 foot medium heavy or heavy power bait casting setup. So, you know, you got to give me a little bit more info in terms of what gear you already have and what topwater lures you're intending to throw, because that will dictate a lot of what you ought to be using to throw that stuff. Hey, thanks for the thumbs up over on YouTube, guys. Appreciate it. Drop a comment, though. You know, engage with me. Let me know what you think, what you guys are throwing, what new gear you have. I'm going to show you a few more lures I picked up today at Cabela's while getting those flukes. I actually was there just kind of cruising around, and so got one more of the Rapala Bx Brat. This is a squarebill that is uniquely made. If you listen, it's silent. If you look, it is balsa wood, but it's coated with more of a plastic finish. So you get the durability of plastic, but you get the buoyancy and the action that you get from a balsa wood crankbait. It's got a square bill lip on it, though, and a unique body shape. So it's got a really interesting action. They make it in a few different sizes and a few different diving depths. This is the 6 foot diver. So I'm going to throw this when I want just a little bit more aggressive action than, say, the DT6, which for me is a killer springtime crank, and one that I intend to use quite a lot coming up here. So I've got my DT6, DT4s and 6s down here, and have a couple of the Brats. I wanted to add this color into the mix. But my my cranking boxes are about ready to go, so I can really get that Daiwa setup rolling here soon. Triac is one. What are the differences in numbers on bait casting reels? So that is the gear ratio, dude. What you'll see, and it's typically on the side, like for Lews, it's going to show right there. And most of the Lews bait casters are going to come in the 7:5 to 1 gear ratio. So when you see 7:5:1, that means 7 for every 1 turn of the reel, the spool is going to turn 7.5 times, 7.5 to 1. Okay, gear ratios are going to range these days from, say, 5.5 to 8.5. A 5-speed is considered slower and would be for swim baits or crankbaits. usually deeper diving crankbaits. 6-speed is going to be more for crankbaits, spinnerbaits, slower moving baits. 7-speed is going to be for when you want to pick up more line. 8-speed, even more. Sorry, you mean like 100, 200, 300. Okay, that is the size of the spool inside and how much line you can fit on the reel. So a 100 size reel is going to have the shallowest spool. Typically, you're only going to be able to hold about 100 yards of line of 10 or 12 pound test. A 300 size reel, on the other hand, is going to hold upwards of 200 yards of the same type of line. So 200 is going to be right in the middle. It's going to be a little bit deeper spool, and 300 is going to be specifically for when you need a deep spool. So specifically for deep cranking and for swim bait setups. Rod DK says 29 inches to 39 inches uptake. Yeah, that's going to be on the gear ratio. But Triac is one. Let me know if that answers your question. That is the size of the spool and generally the size of the reel. A 300 size reel is going to be bigger in your hand, harder to palm, but it's going to have a much bigger spool inside typically. There are some reels like the Quantum Smoke S3. I've got one of those. It's upstairs, but it uniquely has a very low profile size to the reel, very palmable, almost like a 100 size, but it has a 150 size spool inside, and you can put 160 yards of 12 pound test on there. So that is something you want to pay attention to, is that you want to cross reference the 100, 200, 300 size with the amount of line that you can fit in whatever pound test. It will say like 3 different size lines and how much you can fit on the spool. So just look when you're looking at the details of a reel, it will tell you that specifically. Riley's asking, got to run, go pick up your truck from the shop? No worries, man. Try a black and red square bill on a medium heavy, and it works well. Yeah, dude, absolutely. I've got a bunch of black and red square bills ready to rock. So specifically in the 1.5 size, this Lucky Craft LC 1.5 in the TO craw is like pretty much my favorite. You get these yellow. Sorry about that, homies. My alarm always goes off at 9 p.m. reminding me to take my medication, which I'll do the second I hop off this live stream with you guys. So anyway, the TO craw from Lucky Craft has these eyes painted on there. So as the bait is digging, it almost looks like a crawfish is getting away. Very few craw pattern baits actually opt for the eyes to not be painted and to have these crawfish eyes painted on there. The other one that does is this color. I forget what it's called, but by Strike King, this is the 1.5 rattling square bill, and that's probably my go-to. I'll throw that one first. Again, does not have the eyes painted on there, but rather does have the craw eyes on there. Just so you know what I'm talking about, a standard square bill would have eyes still painted on there. For example, these ones are by Livingston Lures. This one is by, I don't know, is this one Norman or is it Lucky Strike? I don't remember who makes that one. And then even a lot of the Rapalas, this is the DT6, they've got the eyes on them, unless you go to like this Delta color, and it doesn't. So, the Demon color is one of my favorites, but it still has the eyes on the front. So you're not necessarily, it is a crawfish pattern, but you get the eyes in the front. So a little bit less realistic in terms of what you end up getting in terms of presentation. So just something to think about. But red crankbaits in the spring are a must. So that kind of relates back to what I did pick up today. In addition to that BX Brat that I just mentioned, and the flukes, are these 3 KVD 1.5 deep divers. I actually don't have any of these. Wow, they're rattling. That's badass. I didn't realize that. So this is the chartreuse blueback, and if you notice, the length of the bill is quite a bit more substantial than a standard 1.5 square bill. So like here's a sexy shad 1.5. Look at that. A standard 1.5 is going to dive 3 to 5 feet, whereas this 1.5 deep diving square bill dives up to 8 feet or deeper, and has a little bit of a rattle built into it. So that is a bonus that I did not necessarily know about. I'm going to have to reorient these square bills I pulled out because they are knocking against each other and the Livingstons are croaking at me, which is more annoying than anything, but I guess over time it could break down the battery life of the chip inside. So here I did get a chartreuse blackback and a chartreuse blueback, which isn't too different, but you do get a little bit of difference in detail and in how it's going to stand out in the water. And then this Delta red color, which is going to be killer here in a month or so. So again, wait a second. So the red doesn't chaps my ass, but and the chartreuse blackback doesn't rattle, but the chartreuse blueback does. Weird, yo. I don't know how to tell based on the packaging, but I'm gonna have to figure that out at another time, or next time I go into the store, pay a little bit closer attention. So CJAZ Outdoors is asking, is that Beast Coast swim baits or Janko behind you? These ones right here, these are Beast Coast Miyagi's. These are Beast Coast Chaos X. These ones are the 3.65 inch, and these are the 4.75 inch. I actually don't have any Janko swim baits. I know that they're hand poured like the Scottsboroughs, and I do have a couple of those down here, if you can see. So, and dropping crankbaits. Let me see if you're still in here, CG. Yeah, C Parrish, you're in here. So let me know what you think. Do you throw the Janko swim baits, man? I honestly I had negative impressions of Janko when they first were putting stuff out. I know that a lot of the stuff they were doing was not in-house. What up, Hernandez? What up, Hanson Connor? What up, JC Bassmasters? So they make those in a rattling series KVD. Yeah, I mean, all of the Strike King KVD cranks do come in rattling models. You just can't necessarily find them everywhere. So that's part of what I'm saying is Janko initially was really just putting out copycat baits, and they were all made in China until they started putting out their hand-poured swim baits, which as far as I understand, their swim baits are pretty legit. And also their straight tail swim baits made for what am I thinking? Not like a wobblehead, but you know, they're jerky J style baits. Anyway, Hernandez Shred Zara puppy lures. I got one, dude. Honestly, I don't have any hooks on it. I throw the Spook Junior a lot more. It's really not the time of year that we should be talking about top waters, but Janko makes the best suspending square bill. What's the model, dude? I'll check it out sometime. Hernandez. Here's the Zara puppy. But yeah, I like that Spook Junior, as well as the the KVD. It's got just a different sound. But the regular Sexy Dog from Strike King is a legit 3-hook topwater. And then there's a bunch of others that I throw. I've got the Livingston, I've got the Lucky Crap Gunfish, and the River to Sea Rover 128. So anyway, we'll talk top waters another time. And yes, we absolutely do need to go fishing, man. Yeah, I'm excited to throw these wake baits. Listen to that. Smacking Bass wants to hop in. Dude, I will. Come on in, brother. Yo, homie's on YouTube. Leave a comment. Smacking Bass, what's up, dude? Oh, I hope the connection's not bad on my end. What up? Is that your duo?
Yeah, this is the one that I caught the fish on today. So,
pretty rad looking color.
I like all these. I like all those, right? Trapper tackles.
Yeah, bro.
Very first time.
Oh, it bent. Oh, broke off. One of the.
Broke off.
No way. Did the fish get off?
Yeah. No. It hit the thing 4 times.
Jeez.
I got it on the last time. So it might have hit the front the first couple times and snapped that hook off, and then the last time was,
No way.
Pretty well.
Interesting. So that's the first time you've had an issue with trapper tackle trebles?
What's that?
That's the first time you've had an issue with those treble hooks?
Very first time, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually switched to those because I had a couple hooks break. And I never had that issue till right now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, my guess is you're just going to get that with any hook, right?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Especially as they wear down. It sounds like you were catching fish. What duo is that? Is that the 120?
110.
110. What do you think of it? I mean, that's a rad looking color. Man.
I was jerking the shit out of it. That sounded really bad. But I was when I was jerking it, it was insane. I was going super fast just so it would have all that flash.
Yeah.
And I was just with one of my buddies, and he thought I was getting snagged. That's how hard I was jerking the bait.
Really?
But it ended up working. So.
Man, what's the weather like down there? And what's your water temp?
Today was in the 70s. I think like 72, but the water temp's in the 60s. So
that's pretty good. You said you're in the Vegas area, right? Wait,
what's that?
You in Vegas?
Yeah.
Man, 60s. That's pretty nice. I guarantee you, my water's still in the 30s.
That's crazy. Here was the other one.
Ooh,
that's
nice.
The Rapala that got the other one on today.
Is that the Husky jerk?
What is it?
Is that the Husky jerk in like a size 10 or 12?
It's a 110, but I'm not sure. It's a Rapala 110, but I'm not sure of
I think that's the Husky jerk, man. That's a good looking.
This thing has some cool iridescence on it.
Yeah, I've got that same bait in the tiny little size 6, man. Check it.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Same bait, but about half the size.
She got tired of me getting like the subscription boxes.
Yeah.
So she made what's called a mystery tackle bag. So she goes out to the tackle store and just gets me random things. And this was one of the things that was in there.
Well, hell yeah, dude. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I like throwing Rapalas. Do you throw either the ripstop or
I have this one that I want to throw, but
Oh, that's
slow rising shad wrap.
Shad wrap. Yeah,
But it's
with that
deep,
fat
though,
body,
so I
huh?
don't know how well it'll work.
I like the X
But I
wrap.
like it.
The X wrap and the ripstop are good suspenders, but
Mhm.
the Shad wrap that you've got there and the Shadow wrap Shad. This is the deep dive. Well, no, sorry, that's the KVD. The Shadow wrap Shad has this interesting bill shape and a more typical minnow profile, but it's slow sinking, whereas your Shad wrap is slow floating. You know, I think it's interesting that Rapala does that. That they've got kind of a whole range of good suspenders, and then a few slow float and slow sink baits as well.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, were you on when I opened those Vision 110s?
Yeah. I was.
Man, I'm pumped for those. I've got only a couple Vision 110s.
He's not doing it anymore.
What's up?
My custom guy told me that he's not going to be painting anymore, so that kind of sucks. So
Why?
now I'm going to have to start getting like store-bought stuff.
What? Why isn't
No
he?
clue. I guess he's having issues with something, so I don't know. But I put a big order in, and he hit me up a couple days later and said that he couldn't do them, and he was just going through some stuff. So
Interesting.
guess that was that.
Well, yeah, it almost makes me wonder though. Like, there seems to be a trend going on. At least on YouTube, you know, there's two guys. You probably know Messer Baits, who's hooked up with Monster Bass, right?
Oh yeah, Messer.
Yeah. I wonder. I mean, I've never contacted him, but I wonder if he'd probably do some baits for you. Wait, so was your dude Take Two, or was it somebody else?
No. Take Two is one of the plastic.
He's just doing plastics. But you're talking about the guy who made you those koi baits?
Yeah, yep, that guy.
Interesting.
No, the Take Two guy, he makes. That's actually
that's a Ned bait.
Second, my last post, I caught one on this today.
That's awesome.
Little Ned, but
I like that color though.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think choked it. My fucking line just went south, and that was about it. So
that'll be a good color.
Yeah. So now I think I'm just gonna stick with like the. I want to get some Japanese baits, some bigger ones, like 4 to 6 inch baits. But I don't know about the 70 to 100.
Shit, man, I lost you there for a second.
Get what you paid for, but
totally. What baits are you looking at or talking about when you say 4 to 6 inches?
UFO baits. He makes a 6-inch gill.
Yeah.
That I'm really interested in, but I mean those are $140, and if I lose that thing, I'm gonna go swim. I don't really want to go swimming in the water.
Right.
So,
yeah, that's my only hookup. My only hang up with getting really pricey baits. Like I still am trying to stay in the, you know, topping out at 30 to $40 a bait. Like, you know, like this box, like the Spro Wrap 50 and the Storm Arashi Glide are probably some of the more expensive baits that I've got, you know, and they're not that crazy. So I'm a little bit stingy. Sorry if we just cut out, man. Smack and Bass just had to leave. We were cutting out, lagging, says Hernandez. Am I any better now? Leave me a comment. Let me know, guys. What up, AZ? What's up, TC Sunquist? It's okay, Smack and Bass. By the way, guys, I'm sipping on a little Avery Hazy-ish IPA. Juicy, fruity IPA. Local here to Colorado. Hernandez knows what's up. Anyway, this is the last thing that I got today. While I was at Cabela's. And I'm pretty curious about it. This is the lure lock. This is like a 3700 size box. So you'll see it matches up, same size as like a Flambeau 37, Plano 37. And this one does not have dividers. So wide open. Looking for Belcher Beaver IPA. Belcher Beaver rings a bell, but I don't think I've had it. I'll definitely keep an eye out. So as you can see, this lure lock box is open. It's deep enough to where I'm going to put my swim baits in here. God, look at the fingerprints on that. Isn't that annoying? I almost didn't buy this box simply because of the fingerprints, but as you can see on here, it says that it's dishwasher safe. So, you know, it is 15 bucks. It costs about twice as much as, you know, the other boxes, about its size. The Plano box, you know, is more like 10 bucks. That is waterproof. The Flambeau box is like 7 or 8 bucks. But this lure lock box is 15. And the cool thing about it is you should be able to put your baits in here and them not move whatsoever. So my thought is that I can put these swim baits, which want to slide around and get goofed up. I think the tails are going to bend up, and I'm going to end up having issues. Or potentially these bigger soft plastic swim baits that I've got in a same exact box but made by Plano. You know, here I've got all my 4D pulse tail trouts, and you know, my Huddleston little 4-inch shads, and couple live targets and Savage Gear bluegills. I'm thinking I can put these in the lure lock box and they're not going to slide around. The tails aren't going to get kinked up, and it's not something I'm going to have to worry about when I throw them in my tackle bag and I'm hiking to the fishing spot, going from place to place. So only thing I'm wondering is if soft plastic is going to warp this plastic. You know, the boxes are known to be super durable and not break, even if you're stepping on them and stuff. But I can tell just by looking at the box that the material on top and on bottom is flexible. So I do worry about soft plastic material warping this plastic a little bit and then it not sealing very well. You know, I'm pretty guilty of putting soft plastics into Plano and Flambeau boxes. I've done that a lot, and what you'll end up dealing with is a little bit of warping in the center here. The boxes get loose, and it just is what it is. You know, it's something that you got to make a game time decision on whether you're cool with that warpage or not. And for the most part, it's not that much of a hassle. But I've figured out that with some of these, I do have to replace the box kind of once a year or every other season, depending on how much I use them. So Ryan's saying, put some in and try it out. You want to see what it looks like? So I'll show you with some of these hard baits. Put like my glide baits in there. My rainbow trout one is upstairs. I should have fucking brought it down. Wow. That is insane. All right, so check this out. Oh, gonna fall on me? No, sir. That is wicked. So these guys are stuck in there. Got the Storm Arashi glide right here, and this is the Savage Gear Shine Glider. Woo! That's pretty sick. The only reason that one's trying to come undone is because The tails are overlapping. Ryan says he's sold. So yeah, no sliding. That is super cool. That right there is enough to sell me as well, Ryan. So these baits right here, these are the Spro BBZ1 6-inch. They come with these tails on them that are replaceable, but just sitting in the box with other baits. Dude, Ray, don't worry about it. It's my bad, man. And by the way, thanks for joining right now, and thanks for sending the nice email. I'm going to reply back to you with a proper response, and I am going to send out your chatterbait this week, so no worries. I apologize. I was going to notify you, but I, again, decided just 45 minutes before going live tonight. So anyway, just showing people this lure lock box, which is insane. I think what I need to do is actually flip. Whoa. Now I'll say I'm a little bit paranoid that maybe the paint's going to chip off, rip off over time, just because it sticks so freaking well. So let me put these BBZ1 swim baits on here real quick, and then I'll show you them lined up as well. Got just 3 of these guys that are going to go in. And the reason I want these in is because these tails are a soft plastic and will bend over if they're not stored properly. And so that was something I was worried about, is having proper storage. And ultimately why I pulled the trigger on this box today was hoping that it would work just like it is. So check this out, guys. I can stick this on a little bit better. Yo, that is insane. So these are the Spro BBZ1 6-inch. Got 2 in the slow sink, 1 in the fast sink. Storm Arashi Glide, and again the Savage Gear Shine Glider. That is sweet. These are not coming out, and they're not going to shift as my bag moves and I'm walking around. I open up this box to pull out a swim bait, and all I got to do is peel it off of there. So like I said, I'm a little bit worried. What up, Will Perriman? Hernandez says, send me something. Yeah, I might give you something when we go fishing sometime, dude. So, like I said, the only thing I'm worried about is it peeling when it's stuck on here so well, and then I come to use the bait. Watch this. I literally have to peel that off pretty hard. I'm worried that if I don't touch one of these baits for a long time, is the paint going to stick to the bottom of this lure lock box or not? I might need to do a little bit more reading up on how people have had experience long term with these boxes, because first impression is that these are wicked, and I might end up getting a couple more of these for different applications, and that is sick. So I don't care who you are, taking the sticker right off so I can see what's inside. I don't like keeping stickers on my boxes. Just is what it is. So Will Perriman says, no, it doesn't stick. The paint doesn't peel off, man? Are you sure about that? 100%? Because if it doesn't, I might load up on more of these boxes. And if they do clean well and I can get the fingerprints off the inside, all the more reason why I might get more of these. But other question I have, Will, does the plastic on the outside, on the bottom or the top, warp if you've got soft plastic baits inside here, just like other boxes will? Because I've got a stack of boxes over there. I might go grab them to show you, that are like, the dividers are totally pushed up and down and they're unusable. So I went out and got new boxes for this season, and transferred all of my baits into those boxes, which in my opinion is a little bit annoying. Will says, I talked with them at Bass Pro, and they had them on display. Like, look at this flambeau box. This top is pushed way up. So this top section is much smaller than the third section. And I guess it's still usable, but you can't quite see the angle at which it's warped. And that's pretty messed up in my opinion. Same deal with this one. You can see the edge is totally bowed. And then inside here, that top is bowed, much bigger, that top section than the middle. It's almost difficult to close. Likewise, in this one, the whole top is bowed, and these guys just start to really bend. So, have to squeeze it shut, and then you see that there's a lot of space there. So anyway, I might be nitpicking a little bit. Will says those are cheap boxes. Yes, they are, but the flambeau ones are pretty legit. It's not about the dividers so much as the built-in dividers, not the ones that you insert to make smaller sections, if you will. Hope I'm making sense there. What's up? Want to be a farm? Treble hooks are scary. How you guys doing tonight? So anyway, lure lock, first impression is sweet. Will Perriman says he's always used high-end Plano. I assume you're talking about these ones right here. I'm slowly transitioning to those, but quite honestly, I feel a little bit mixed because there's not quite as much space in the Plano 3700 boxes as there are in the Flambeau 3700 box. I've found that you really have to stack them pretty high in order to take advantage of all the space in here. And then I've also found that this front section here is more shallow, and so you can't fit quite as much in there. So with bigger baits and in storage space, the Planos don't give you as much room as the Flambeaus do, at least with these higher end boxes. So Ryan says, they say the softener from the soft plastics makes the boxes warp. Yeah, so is Lure Lock saying that? Or, are other companies? I know that that's true of boxes in general, and the reason that my Flambeau and Plano boxes have warped over the years, and the reason that I'm swapping boxes almost once a season is because I'm putting soft plastics. I'm using these as day boxes. So I've come to realize that with some of these, like with crankbaits, this is my lipless crank box, that I just need to not ever put soft plastics in here, and I should be fine. It's not going to warp unless I put soft plastics in here, and that is just how it goes. So Ray's saying, do you know if it will stay sticky after dirt gets on it? Kind of like those sticky hand things you get for kids. Yeah, no, I know what you're saying, and in theory, you would think not, but Lure Lock claims that you can throw those in the dishwasher and they will clean and make like new over again. So dirt should not be a problem, especially if you take care of the boxes. You also say your boxes bowed the same way after one season. Really like the Plano Edge series, but gosh dang that price tag. Yeah, man. I'm jealous of all the people who were sponsored by and have gotten the Plano Edge boxes for free, because they look sweet, but shoot, you're right. They're even more expensive than Lure Lock boxes. I love the customization. I'm not quite sure what the word I'm looking for is. But yeah, they're real pricey boxes, you know. And just like Bass Mafia, they're really heavy boxes if you've ever held them in person. I've seen them in Bass Pro and Cabela's, and they are heavy. So if you've got a boat and you're going to stash them, then that's cool. But if you're a pond hopper and you're going to put them in a bag, then shoo. So, homies on Instagram, I've got 25 seconds before I time out here at 1 hour. I'm going to need to restart this stream. And so I'm going to log off and then log back on. So don't be surprised when the live stream just cuts out in 10 seconds from now. Will Perriman says, I know that if you glue the dividers, it keeps down the warping. Right on, man. Hey, guys, on Instagram, jump back in 3, 2, 1. I just got booted off on Instagram. Ray, how was your weekend? By the way, with your email, I was not skiing on Friday. We headed up to the mountains Friday afternoon. So when I emailed you, I was still down here in Denver and working. But I did head up to the mountains with my wife and kids and another couple, some family friends of ours, and we did go skiing on Saturday and yesterday. So I was not in the doghouse for responding to you whatsoever, but actually because I whooped her butt in a board game on Saturday night. So no big deal. Thanks for jumping back in, guys. Sorry about that. I don't know if you guys have gone live on Instagram or not, but you time out after an hour's time, and we had just hit that 1 hour mark. So appreciate you jumping back in. Hope you guys are having a good night. For those of you who were not in an hour ago and didn't get to see the entire stream at this point, same with you, Ray, over on YouTube. I'll show you what we opened, what I showed you throughout the stream. So I was at Cabela's earlier today, and the Zoom Super Flukes are on sale right now for less than $2 a pack. So I got two, one in the pearl white, one in the bubblegum. Got one of the Rapala Bx Brat squarebills. It's already in my box, so I'm not going to pull it out right this minute, but did get it in the mossy green crawfish color. And I got 3 of the KBD 1.5 deep square bills. These I did not yet have in my arsenal, and I didn't realize until I just opened them on the stream that only one of these is rattling and 2 are silent. That was not my intention. I thought they were all silent, just like standard KBD 1.5s, but this chartreuse blueback is a rattler. If I could have chosen one to be a rattler, it would have been this Delta Red. But this KBD 1.5 deep does dive 8 foot deep, even a little deeper on light line compared to a standard 1.5 that dives 3 to 5 feet. So pretty sweet. Got those and that lure lock box that I was just showing you while I was in just poking around looking at some stuff. And then I unboxed 3 rods that I got from Discount Tackle. First was the Lews TP1 black stick. This is the 6'8" medium power, moderate fast action jerkbait rod. Got that paired with a Lews custom black reel. Just like all Lews reels, or pretty much all Lews reels, it is a 7:5 to 1 gear ratio. Other one that I got was also a Lews TP1 black stick. This one in the 7.2 medium heavy fast action. This is the Jig Rod, made for 1/4 ounce to 1 ounce lures. A little bit heavier line. Got that on the same Lews custom black reel. Love these reels for a few different reasons. One, they're super slick. They've got the wind grip knobs. They've got the clicking spool tension knob with the line indicator on the side. And they've got a much better drag system I don't know how to explain it, but not only is it magnetic and centrifugal, but this puts out like 20 pounds of drag as opposed to a standard Lews reel, which would be like 12 or 13 pounds. Lastly, I got a Daiwa Tatula 7-foot medium power regular action. Lastly, I got a Daiwa Tatula 7-foot medium power regular action 6-3-1 reel. So this will be my shallow cranking setup, and one that I really look forward to using this upcoming season. So those three setups are a few that I am pumped about. And Ray is asking a couple more questions, maybe just one. Just trying to help keep you out of trouble. No problem, man. Hernandez got a Jordan Lee rod combo. Sweet. I did see those somewhere recently. You think it's not working right? Oh, that's brutal. Sorry to hear that, dude. So anyway, that pretty much catches you guys up to where I'm at right now. Got a couple things in the bait shop that I need to put away in my boxes. I posted a picture of this little bait here today. This is the Bill Lewis rattle trap in the, I think glass white is the name of the color. Absolutely love this little pattern. And I'm going to throw it in a few specific bodies of water that have a ton of shad in them. Can't go wrong with a rattle trap. It's got a really unique sound. Now it is a pretty simplistic bait. Got this other color that is a, forget what it's called. It's a sunfish variety. It's got a little bit of blue and green flake on the side that you can't quite see unless I put this in the right light for you. And then it's got purple stripes on it. I've got a few of these types of baits, bluegill and sunfish patterns, and really like them. So the rattle trap is a go-to, just like the Red Eye Shad by Strike King. There are a lot of other lipless cranks that I do throw, and we will talk more about those at another time, because I've got a couple in my monthly discount tackle order that just came in the mail alongside these rods that I ordered, and I'm going to open that for you shortly before I announce my monthly giveaway. And so don't want to talk too much about lipless cranks yet, because I do have two of the Lucky Craft LV500 in that package. Other bait that I've got sitting around is the KVD 1.5 rattling in the bluegill. Really like the rattle in this guy. It is pretty wicked. I like to change out the treble hooks on the KVD 1.5s. Anyway, ask me a question or two. I have got to run. I can hear footsteps upstairs. I'm pretty sure it's my wife getting home from dinner, though it could be one of my kids waking up. So leave me a comment, ask a question. Let's chat for another few minutes before I got to run. Ray's asking, whoa, TP1, you've got all Lews reels. LFS tournament speed spool is your favorite so far. And did the rebate thing and Lews jacket, and they sent us 100 times better than you ever thought you'd get from a rebate. Right on, dude. I did see on here, I didn't know if it was a jacket. I actually didn't look at these when I unboxed them, but they're a shirt, not a jacket. It says an LS microfiber shirt. I'm not sure what that is, but I'll definitely check that out. Good to know that you're liking what you got as the rebate. So anyway, guys, I'm going to stay for 5 more minutes. Let me know what you want to talk about, any questions that you have. Ryan, your connection sucks. I hope it's not mine, dude. It could be mine. But anyway, I will see you in the next one, Ryan, for sure. Hope you have a great rest of your night. Flub Nuggets, what's up, dude? Ray says, worth it. Good to know. I actually don't have much fishing gear in the way of apparel. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm wearing this is a family company logo. This is the school that I went to and graduated from 10 years ago. Gosh, I've got my 10-year college reunion coming up in a few months. Probably going to go down to Texas for that. CGAZ Outdoors, what's your favorite wine? Dude, that is a great question. In terms of varietal, I will say Cabernet Sauvignon is my favorite type of wine. I'm a red wine drinker. I do like a good Zin, good Syrah, good red blend, or even a complex Pinot Noir, depending on where it comes from. But typically, I'm a big and bold red wine drinker, so I would lean toward California or Australia or New Zealand. But there are a lot of different makers that I like out of those areas. So tough to pinpoint one. You know, I'll tell you that a couple that my wife and I were wine club members out of California were Kohler, Koehler, and Fess Parker, Fess Parker. And those two wineries are top notch and ones that Ray says, you were disappointed with the Zin last time. Yeah. Whatever, man. I like Zins. It's hit or miss, but that was one that my wife and I were drinking last time. So, Chris, what do you drink, man? Or is your name even Chris? I'm sorry, I assume that. CGAZ Outdoors, what's your name, dude? And what kind of wine is your favorite? Of course, I like more expensive wines as well. You know, the Prisoner is an awesome red, but I'm not always looking to spend $50 on a bottle of wine. You have family in Temecula. That's super cool, man. So what kind of wine do you like to drink? Colin. All right, not Chris. My bad, dude. Felt like I almost chipped my tooth there on my pint glass. All right, leave me a comment or two. Kenneth Miller. Not drinking a Miller, but what's up, dude? Cheers. You like IPAs? Yeah, I was asking about wine, but I respect that you like IPAs. Asking for your lady. She wanted to know. That's funny. Whatever, dude. I used to be a strictly IPA or double IPA type of guy and swapped over maybe a couple years ago. It really started falling in love more with pale ales, more sessionable beers. I found that IPAs in general tend to be a little bit aggressive on the hops and not well-rounded enough. There's a million different types on the market. So Ballast Point, those are good. Lagunitas, good. I like to stay local to Colorado since so much good beer is made here in the great state of Colorado with our awesome, clean water that we've got here. Scorpion Pale Ale, really good. Yeah. Respect, dude. Rebel, what's up, man? We're talking about beers, not fishing at the moment. I am going to bounce out of here in 2 minutes. If y'all don't have any more questions, I got to go hang out with my wife, do a little bit of planning. We are buying a new mattress and bed. We are upsizing from a queen to a king. So what y'all know about that king life? Any of you guys have king-size beds at home? Man, I am pumped about getting a king-size mattress. If y'all have been following me for a minute, you know that I broke my back 4.5 months ago. My thoracic spine like 6 of my vertebrae, and the bones are healed, but my muscles are still weak. So Tombstone and Bisbee are great too for beer. Man, I'm gonna need to write these down. Do I have a pen? Dude, send me a DM when we get off here. I'd love to know about these beers once we actually get off. I don't think I can. Colin, let me know what these beers are when we get off, because I'm not going to remember them all. I know Ballast Point, Scorpion Pale Ale, but Dragon, Tombstone, and Bisbee, send me a message. Hernandez, you know a lot about king size beds? Is that what you're saying? You rock a king size? Ray doesn't like a king. What? Why not, man? You down with that cuddle lifestyle? You like to spoon with your wife? Your wife loves to go to the other edge of the bed, or what? Why don't you like a king size bed? I've been living that queen life for, we've been married 8 years now. Yeah, you like to spoon. I mean, I can respect that, honestly. We spooned out of necessity for years. We fell in love in college and would sleep over in each other's dorms in the twin size bed. So there was literally no other option. And then when we got married, we've had the same queen size bed ever since we've been married. So we used to have our dog in bed with us, and there was literally no space. We would just spoon out of necessity. And now our mattress is all worn out, and with my back healing, I've been sleeping like dog shit. And our dog doesn't sleep in bed with us anymore, but I need a more supportive mattress. So we're looking at getting a new mattress, and while at it, we're thinking we might as well upsize to a king. We've got 2 young daughters, and they don't like to get in bed with us per se, but you never know what might happen in the future. We're probably going to have another kid in the next year or 2 for sure, and might end up having 2 more depending on what happens. Got 2 girls at the moment. I'd love to have a boy down the road. So fits more girls, says Hernandez. That is savage. Yeah. All right, man. Well, great chatting with you guys, talking with you guys, chatting with you guys. Appreciate you guys hanging out. No more kids for you, says CGAZ Outdoors. I hear you. I respect that. If you got kids and you don't want any more, no big deal. I've got some and do want more. So to each his own. Good luck with your future kids, bro, says Hernandez. We're still going fishing, man. I still make time. Ray says, don't go too soft on the bed. Harder to groove on those pillow beds. Yeah, no, we tried out like 20 different mattresses today, where we lean more on that firm side. I honestly had never heard of the purple mattress. What you guys know about that purple? They were crazy on the marketing. I did not realize those purple beds are such a thing. Like the new Tempur-Pedic, they're made with this weird like sponge type of material. You get on and it feels kind of like a water bed almost. I did not like that at all. Not into pillow top, Tempur-Pedic style. So we got a old school spring style, nice and soft, but not like really gonna sink you in type of deal. So really excited about what we ended up choosing. Hernandez, appreciate the comment. They are super healthy so far. Got a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and they're doing extremely well. Very well behaved young girls, and love them to death. So appreciate the good vibes. Ray saying it sells a crap ton as well as the Casper. Yeah, man. Casper and the purple. Marketing is such a thing, right? So anyway, I got to bounce, guys. I'm going to hang out with my wife. Family first. So Hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Appreciate you hanging out for a while. It's been fun. We will hang out again soon. My wife is working Friday and Saturday this week, so I will probably do another live stream this weekend, either one of those 2 nights. If you want to hang out, we will probably pick a more specific topic than just an unboxing this time. I'm going to film my monthly unboxing from Discount Tackle as a standard YouTube unboxing video. And I am going to start my monthly giveaway on Instagram, and I'll post over here on YouTube as well. So if you want more chances to win, you can enter on both profiles, both platforms, if you will. And let me know if you guys have any opinions about stuff you'd like to talk about this weekend, whether it's lipless crankbaits, squarebill crankbaits, chatterbaits. We talked about chatterbaits recently. If you want to talk about swim baits or more gear, I am going to film a bunch more videos on how to spool up different types of reels, and a bunch of more elementary style tips and tricks when it comes to cleaning up your gear and storage solutions and things like that. So, dang, dude, you got a 16, 12, and 8-year-old. Yeah, I don't blame you for not wanting to have another one, especially now that you've had your youngest for 8 years. So, all right, Hernandez, you have a good rest of your night. Ray, what about a must-have spring baits from Discount Tackle? Yeah, that'd be a great idea, and actually would be a good reason for me to round up a list for that kit that we're going to make for them. So I don't know if you guys hear that noise in the background, but that's my wife turning the heat back on in this house. I turned it off so you guys could hear me as best as possible. Send me those beers. Do appreciate it. You guys have a great rest of your night. Your dog is your child, says Hernandez. Yeah, I understand that. Ours was too. She's now 9 years old, and she's our 3rd child. Gets very little attention, unfortunately. Luckily, we do have a house and a backyard, so she gets enough room to roam and do her thing, dig and roll around and play. And we do still give her some walks and some love on a daily basis. So anyway, guys, have a great rest of your night. I will see you in the next one. Ray, thanks for hanging out, man. To the other 4 of you here on YouTube, if you've been sitting in here for just a minute but haven't hit that thumbs up button, do that for me. Appreciate you hanging out. I will see you guys this weekend. Tight lines, airborne, and a God bless. Absolutely. Right back at you. I appreciate your service, Ray. That was an awesome article, little screenshot you sent me in that email. So, again, I really appreciate your service, and look forward to getting to know you better, hanging out in this way in the future, and maybe in different ways moving forward. So, have a great rest of your night. See you. Congrats on the new job, man. I'd love to hear about it. So I'll reply to your email tomorrow, and we'll keep going back and forth. I will send out that chatterbait this week for sure. So cheers, guys. Thanks for the support. See you soon. Bye.